Hey kiddos, I'm glad I got to talk to you this last week about mood and mood in artwork and creating that mood. So we started our haunted house last week and you guys did not color it yet. You should have completed the haunted house and then with your awesome imaginations filled in the space with anything that creates that sort of mood that you're going for, whether it's spooky or scary or creepy. You're gonna fill in that space. Now if you look at your paper and you're like, it's still kind of empty, I'd like you to fill it in first before we dive in and start coloring. So for today, you'll need that pencil if you're still drawing. If you have a Sharpie to trace with, it makes it look really crisp and nice. If you don't, that's fine, you can skip that step. But I use colored pencils to color with mine. So you can use colored pencils, markers, or crayons. Go ahead and get your materials out and we'll get going. Can you help me? Shoot. Did you guys hear that? Me. I heard something. Guys, so last week we drew our haunted house and your assignment was to fill in this space with other things that will add to the mood. So I was going for just a spooky sort of feeling. I didn't feel like I needed to add more than the one ghost, but if you wanted to add lots of things and you were going more for creepy, that's totally fine, or whatever you wanted to do, just make sure you keep it PG. And today what we're going to do is, if you have a Sharpie, you can trace these designs like I did on this one. If you don't have a Sharpie, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. You can go ahead and start coloring it. So for this assignment, I just opted for the colored pencils. And I want you to notice that I used mostly cool colors to add to that feeling that it's nighttime and that it is kind of spooky outside. So warm colors are used inside the house to help me know that the lights are on, and in the moon. That's the only places I wanted them because I wanted the rest of it to look really kind of cold and like it's fall or coming towards winter. So I used blues and purples, and you could throw in some dark greens in there as you were coloring. So when you're coloring this picture, again, blending, blending, blending. I don't like it when we just use one color. It's always more fun to add lots of colors. So because it's night, I'm not sure what color the house would be in the daytime, but I want it to look like it's nighttime. So I'm going to color it this nice blue. And I'm just doing it very lightly so that I can blend in some purple in there and maybe some brown to kind of dull down the blue. I'm just going to go over the whole house and fill it in. So as you're coloring, you're going to think about all the things that you've done and fill it in everything with color. So whatever you chose to do out here, make sure it's kind of sticks with the same sort of color scheme. So if you're doing cool colors, try to use that on your zombies or your vampires or whatever you've drawn out there. Keep them these nice cool colors and the picture will kind of have more unity as you color it. Okay, so with the brown, again on the roof, I just kind of went over the shingles. And this is kind of the reason why it's nice to trace with the black ink, is because it won't smear. When I get these colored pencils or with crayon, the pencil starts smearing a little bit, and that's not fun for some of those details that we like. So if that happens, like it's happening with me, you can always go back, you can retrace them in with a different color, or you could get a black colored pencil and just do it all in black. But you can preserve some of those details just by adding them back in or tracing over them, okay? So with the cracks on the house, I like those. I want them to stay. I want this spider web to stay. So I'm gonna just go over it with a black pencil. Okay, so if you don't have ink, black colored pencil after you color works really well. I wouldn't do it before because you may get that same issue of coloring on top of it and smearing everything. So your assignment today is to complete coloring. So you'll just be finishing your picture today, and I'm going to need you to submit it in Canvas. So send me a picture or a video, and like most of you are doing that now. There's just a couple people here and there that haven't figured that out. If you're one of those people, it's okay to ask me. I'll show you the best that I can. Or if there's some tech issues with your computer, please let me know, because otherwise I will think, why aren't they turning these in? Just send me an email. My camera's not working, Miss Van. That way I can still give you credit in class, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have fun coloring the rest of my picture, and I hope you have fun coloring yours. I think you kind of get some ideas from my coloring today about darkening your edges or put different colors in, tracing over your designs if they get smeared. If you have ink around your edges so that it looks really nice. But I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. I'm especially excited to see what your imagination created to fill in the space. All right, guys, it's up to you. Finish your projects and show me.